I have to finish.
Tell you.
Shut your bitch ass up.
1,241 days.
Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes for the undisputed title.
The fourth longest world title reign in WWE history. Roman Reigns has been the undisputed WWE Universal Champion for over 3 years. The last time we saw a title reign last this long was Hulk Hogan's 4-year reign, which ended in 1988. For context, that's 1 year after the world was first introduced to The Simpsons. This is unheard of in the modern era of professional wrestling, and is by far the most significant accomplishment any professional wrestler has had in the last 35 years. Heading into WrestleMania season, there are many moving pieces and speculation regarding who should replace Roman Reigns at the head of the table and end this monumental run. The main one being the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, immediately pointing at Roman after he won the 2024 Men's Royal Rumble. Today I'm going to focus on the biggest dilemma in wrestling today. Who should finish the story? In this video, I will cover all the moving pieces surrounding the Tribal Chief and the Universal Championship heading into WrestleMania.
I'm running laps around this roster.
However, a question must be answered before discussing who should finish the story. Should anyone finish the story? Hear me out. There's a lot of speculation about who should dethrone the needle mover in the main event of WrestleMania 40. But what if nobody finishes the story this year? What if Roman's reign continues? Since returning at SummerSlam 2020 and spearing The Fiend, Roman Reigns has had the most impressive run of any wrestler in the past few decades. The Universal Champion has destroyed everyone in this path during his nearly 4-year-long title reign, which is unheard of in the modern era. Considering the years of build, hype, storylines, character work, and everything else that contributed to this God mode version of Roman Reigns, it begs the question, should anyone finish the story soon? The WWE could continue to ride the wave of Reigns' dominance and build him up as the greatest performer of all time. I mean, think about it. By the time WrestleMania rolls around, Roman will be 300 days deep into his legendary title reign. With the third longest reign in history being the Hulkster's 474-day reign, the company might want Roman to break it for numerous reasons. One of them is that Hulk Hogan is a controversial figure, and we are all familiar with his controversies outside the squared circle. On the other hand, Roman is a PR dream. Zero controversies outside the ring. Another thing that is certainly on their mind is, when will the opportunity arise again for someone to break Hulk Hogan's reign? I mean, Roman's current run might as well be compared to a unicorn. The term generational is thrown around a lot these days, but if there's one time the term should be used, is when you are describing this reign. Most of us might no longer be around when something like this happens again. So why not go all the way? Why not invest 100% of their efforts into making Roman Reigns the greatest of all time? Hell, even though he's only halfway there and I wouldn't bet my money on it, who's to say he can't break Bruno Sammartino's record of 2,803 days? 5 years ago, if you said Roman would have a nearly 1,400-day title reign in the modern era, your friends would have told you to stop abusing substances. As they should. But if there's one thing I've learned about the WWE over the years, it's that you should never say never. For all we know, there might be no end in sight regarding Roman's generational reign at the top of the industry and at the head of the table. But if someone's going to end it anytime soon, I can't imagine it being anyone other than this man. Since Cody Rhodes' electrifying return at WrestleMania 38, the American Nightmare went from AEW's EVP to WWE's MVP. From his first match back against Seth Rollins being a certified classic, to the unforgettable image of Cody's torn pack during their Hell in a Cell match, Rhodes made it clear within the first few weeks of his return that he's not the same kid that left the company back in 2016. Stardust is dead and buried, and a main event world champion caliber superstar has replaced him. Cody's had 2 major trilogies since returning, one with Rollins and another one with Brock Lesnar. His feud against the Visionary was a clean sweep for Cody, who also has a 2-1 record against the Beast Incarnate. It's clear that Triple H has forgiven the grandson of a plumber for smashing his throne. Good on you, Hunter. Live and let live. This isn't a nepotism-driven push due to Cody's last name either. If you know the game, you know damn well he always does what's best for business. The American Nightmare earned every bit of success he's had after rebranding himself in the Indies and AEW for 6 years. There's one reason why Cody fought through a Hell in a Cell match with a torn pectoral muscle and gladly visited Suplex City over and over and over again during his feud with Brock Lesnar. And everyone was willing to bet their house on it that WrestleMania 39 was a moment this would finally happen. I don't know if any of you actually did bet your houses on it, but thank God I didn't. The market's like really bad right now, and I don't think I can make it as a homeless man living on the streets. I like comfort. Sue me.
That was a close one.
Cody Rhodes lost his WrestleMania main event bout against Roman for the WWE title, shocking fans worldwide. Everyone thought the prodigal son coming home meant he would finally capture the title that has eluded his family for 56 years. And then the WWE threw us one of the biggest curveballs in the company's history. Roman's reign continued, and Cody's dream became a nightmare. Despite the fans' outrage, it was done. When the dust settled and the night was over, Roman Reigns still sat at the head of the WWE table. That being said, just because it didn't happen that night, it doesn't mean it will never happen. Cody Rhodes is determined to finish his story, and after he won the Men's Royal Rumble at pointing at the Tribal Chief, it could definitely happen this year. The storyline is about passion, relentless determination, family, and legacy. Just like his theme song alludes to, the Rhodes family is wrestling royalty, and a significant portion of the WWE universe wants the American Nightmare to finish the story that his father, the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, started. Even though the phrase "finish the story" has become an online meme, no one ever uses it to disrespect Cody or the Rhodes family's legacy. This is a storyline that spans generations and has fans deeply invested on an emotional level. But man, it's hard to accomplish your dreams when your opponent is in God mode.
I'm in God mode nowadays, son.
On one hand, you can argue that Cody Rhodes' momentum is not the same as it was heading into their first encounter. Some fans would argue the moment has passed, and WWE missed the window of opportunity to strike while the iron was hot. But is there really a window of opportunity for a story like this? If Cody pins Roman at this year's WrestleMania, everyone will still go nuts regardless. If anyone has earned the right to end the most dominant title reign in history, I would argue it's this man. But he is not the only one with a bone to pick against the Tribal Chief, which leads us to the possibility of a family feud. I guess you could say Roman is stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Got him!
The People's Champ is a larger-than-life figure, a Hollywood megastar and one of pro wrestling's biggest icons. From electrifying promos to spine-tingling matches and legendary rivalries, The Rock's impact on the industry is immeasurable. His transition to Hollywood stardom has only elevated his status, making every return to the squared circle a monumental must-see event. The prospect of The Rock facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania is, in one word, epic. The Rock, now a Hollywood juggernaut, returning to the ring in what will most likely be the final match of his iconic career to face his cousin Roman Reigns for the biggest prize in the industry, is something that fans have been clamoring for. When the People's Champ asked the people whether he should sit at the head of the table,
Should The Rock sit at the head of the table?
everyone inside the arena and watching at home got goosebumps. There's a reason why they call him the most electrifying man in all of entertainment. The storytelling in this scenario is phenomenal. The symbolism of passing the torch from one generation of the NOI family to the next is special. And just like the Rhodes family, they are nothing short of wrestling royalty. Could you imagine if the Brahma Bull defeats the Tribal Chief? However, after Cody's Royal Rumble win, it's unlikely it will happen this year. But why tease it so close to Mania then? It is a 2-night event. I guess we'll find out WWE's motives sooner rather than later. We also have to talk about the world title scene, as Seth and Punk's injury throws a curveball into initial plans for both the Universal and world title scenes. Rollins announced on Raw that he will be ready for WrestleMania 40.
I will take this title into WrestleMania!
And will continue his title reign despite suffering an injury during a match against Jinder Mahal. However, it's uncertain whether or not he will be able to compete at the Showcase of the Immortals. Seth and Punk's injuries will certainly force creative changes, which could cause a domino effect and impact the Universal title picture. McIntyre could compete for the world title, as could the man who in my opinion is a superstar of the year, Gunther, since he called out Seth on Raw.
And I will beat you and become the world heavyweight champion.
Hell, what about LA Knight? It's an excellent time to be a wrestling fan because WWE certainly doesn't lack options or star power. The unpredictability in the air, the twists and turns, and the interconnected storylines during the road to WrestleMania have us all on the edge of our seats. All that's left for us to do as the spoiled fans we are is to sit and wait to find out who, or if, anyone will finish the story this year. Then again, maybe Roman just decides to take both WrestleMania nights off and goes on vacation to the island of relevancy.
Please don't do this.
There you have it, the biggest dilemma in WWE today. Will anyone end Roman's reign and the Bloodline's dominance this year? Well, one thing's for sure. When they talk about the Bloodline's greatest moments 50 years from now, they must talk about one man. Check out this video where the honorary youth Sami Zayn makes everyone break character. See you soon!